from Milwaukee, where the Bucks will be going up against the Dallas Mavericks. For Dallas, they're not satisfied with the record over the last 10 games. Under 500 basketball, just not good enough. Looking to improve tonight. Well, we knew Harrison Barnes would see a boost in scoring after leaving Golden State, but man, I think it's safe to say he's exceeded expectations. You think?
You know, he could put up 20 a game as a focal point. You know, his ISO game, Kenny, is fantastic.
I agree.
Can he be a number one option?
I think he can be a number one option, but I think he serves best as a number two option because then he can kind of roam around and the dependability isn't there every night.
That's it for us for now.
We'll be bringing you an interconference matchup in this one as the Mavericks are coming to town. And before the game gets started, let's go to David Aldridge, who spoke with Rick Carlisle.
Well, guys.
Okay, David, much appreciated. Now, Brent, we're far enough into the season where certain rookies are starting to hit the wall. What can coaches do to stop that process or help them through that process of that rookie, that so-called rookie wall?
I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, Kevin, there's not much a coach can do for a player. And I'll tell you, I've seen it where years a player after 41 games is gassed. And certainly over the course of the past few years, I've seen plenty of rookies not be phased at all. So it just depends on the makeup of the guy and what he's been asked to do. I don't know that there's too much a coach can really get into the head of a player on other than trying to keep him confident.
So the Bucks win the tip. All fuel. Milwaukee leading by 4. Dellavedova kicks to Zeller. There's 57 seconds left to play in the first. Here's Muhammad. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Dallas has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Now here is Smith. 14 points from him the last game against the Celtics in Boston. Barnes against Muhammad. Barnes can't get it to go.
Credit the defense, wisely avoiding fouling the shooter. Don't want to give up a personal there. And he made him attempt a difficult layup.
And already you're seeing great execution from both teams.
Yeah, lots of points early, and the game plans on both sides, at least offensively, working to perfection.
12 seconds left in the first quarter. 5 to shoot. Here's Smith. Here's Mesri. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
And that is one thing he does very well. His intensity on the glass helps lead to these high percentage putbacks for his team.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
Jennings. He can't get it to go. Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for the Milwaukee Bucks. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And look what we've seen from Milwaukee. What do you think, guys?
They're just not sitting back. They are going for steals, and their activity has been terrific.
Yeah, so that disruption is helping out because it's leading to some easy chances on the other end.
On the floor right now for the Mavericks, Dwight Powell is out there with measuring. Then there's Harrison Barnes. And it's Smith. And it's Farrell in at the 2. And here is DJ. Right side Jennings, just 5 on the clock. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Jennings has got his first 3 points of the game. Mavericks trail by 3. Smith kicks to Farrell. That 3 off the mark. The Bucks shooting has just been outstanding tonight. 56% as a team in this game. The dish to Zeller. And it goes out of bounds. That one is off Smith. And let's take a second to recognize the rookies who have been doing a terrific job distributing the basketball this past month. 5th best, Dennis Smith.
and he's been setting the table beautifully. I mean, that'll keep his veteran teammates really happy.
Dallas making a switch here. Nowitzki's checked in. To the right side. And Muhammad kicks to DJ. Now here's Zeller. He's guarded closely from deep three-point range, and DJ gets it to go on the assist by Zeller.
Those threes make DJ a very dangerous player to deal with when he's knocking them down. Don't let him get hot from out there.
And the nice replay of the long-range three-pointer courtesy of Under Armour. The Unleash Chaos moment. And the foul called on DJ. That's his first foul. Jabari Parker's checked in for the Bucks. Here's Smith. He's been a nice option for them offensively, and he's averaging more than 17 points a game. Nowitzki a screen. 6 on the shot clock. The pass to Mejri. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Here's Barnes. And that one hits back iron.
Oh, you just relish those kind of opportunities, and the defense got lucky, but they need to guard that area of the floor a little bit better. Ooh, the D did just enough to keep them from scoring. Thought that was in for sure.
And for the Mavericks, clearly the rebuild, Greg, has begun.
Yeah, but they made good use of their picks. They brought in more youth and signed their building blocks. Franchise isn't used to rebuilding, but they are approaching it, I think, the right way.
Milwaukee leading by 6. Jacks up a 3. And it's DJ missing. Here's Farrell. 9 points last game out. Smith with a wide open look. Again, the miss by Smith.
Just a little lackluster so far with his effort. He's been very limited due to his poor shooting.
And here we go. The Mavericks on a fast break. Count the basket. Farrell's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And that's how you do it, guys. Ball pressure and then get some runouts.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
And I love the fact that they did such a good job.
And so it's Jabari Parker making things happen for
Thanks.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway. Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a win. Now Barea, a 3 from Matthews. Zeller grabs the board. Delavin over with the ball. So it's Milwaukee picking up the win. Some good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both. Completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester. And that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
And that'll do it, folks. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. And our coverage tonight will be coming to you from Milwaukee, where the Bucks will be going up against the Utah Jazz. Well, for the Jazz, they haven't competed at the level they'd like over the last week or so. Just 1 win in 5 games. We'll get to see Ricky Rubio on the court tonight. The guy can be a magician with the basketball. One of the most exciting passers in the league. Guys both past and present. Who are some of the players who were the most fun to watch pass the basketball? Shaq?
Well, I played with one of them in Miami. Helped me get a championship. Jason White Chocolate Williams.
Oh, yeah.
I went to school where another one went to school. Pistol Pete Maravich was also very fabulous. But last one, Ernie, Steve Nash. Played with him in Phoenix also, those three guys.
You reckon there were any times, Shaq, in practice that you got, you just didn't see a pass coming?
Oh, no.
Took it right in the nose? Oh, come on.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And it's the Jazz coming in from out of town in this one, an interconference game today. We've got an action-packed Saturday night of NBA action for you. Thanks for joining us. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter is David Aldridge. So for the Bucks in this matchup, they got to be feeling pretty good as they won that last outing against the Utah Jazz.
And they got the better of this matchup last time with their defensive pressure and the ability to force turnovers.
And that really was the difference. I mean, it requires a ton of energy to play that harassing style. It'll be interesting to see if they can do it again tonight.
Now let's get a quick pregame update from David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with head coach Quinn Snyder.
Guys, he told me their primary focus of the pregame discussion was defense. He said they're dealing with a very sophisticated offense, and it's going to require an outstanding effort from his players at the defensive end to come out on top. Let's see if that's the effort they get. Guys?
Thank you, David. And as we get this far into the season, Clark, we start to hear trade rumors float around. Did you ever hear your name floated in trade talks?
You know, I didn't pay a lot of attention to news reports of the media. I would only occasionally read the paper, but there was a year, my second year in the league, where my name came up with Philadelphia possibly, but it was short-lived and I didn't give it a lot of time or attention.
And so off the tip, it's Utah. All right, let's set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. .109 left to play here in the first. Exum with it. He's coming off a 10-point game against Houston. There's a good screen. And there's the pass to O'Neal. Misses the three. Bucks trail by 4. Dellavedova with the ball. He's picked up by O'Neal. And Muhammad has it in the corner. To the left wing. Just 5 to shoot. Makes it off the glass. Muhammad's got his first points in this one.
Yeah, he's a powerful wing player, Kevin. Muhammad, I think, likes to operate in the painted area best.
O'Neal kicks to Jerebko. The Jazz working the ball around now. Now here's Exum. Defended by Dellavedova. Jerebko. The Jazz again can't hit it. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Jazz lead by 2. And we'll get going after this. And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Jazz.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
You know, they've also shown some real tenacity here early on tonight, and it's paid off with a lot of second chance points.
Jennings out there with DJ. Then there's Muhammad. Then it's John Henson, and it's Snell in at the 4 slot. That's the 5 on the floor for the Bucks. Exum kicks to Jerebko. Outer dishes to Burks. target from three-point range.
And the Utah Jazz, historically, they've always been one of the better franchises in the NBA. And it was nice to see them back in the playoffs in 2017 after that 4-year rebuilding phase. It tied their longest playoff drought since the team moved to Utah.
Count it, good.
And after that ragged first quarter, they're getting some momentum, some confidence. Nice flow.
Yeah, and you know, the game of basketball, as you well know, Greg and guys, is a game of runs. So their offense is starting to move in a positive direction now. Nice upswing here.
Crowder kicks to Jerebko. Here's Exum. They get it again. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the.
And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime. And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first. Third quarter starting here now.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. And coming right up, we'll see the Milwaukee Bucks playing against the New Orleans Pelicans. New Orleans comes into this one following a loss to Houston. They suffered a blowout loss, trying to leave that one in the rear view and focus on the game at hand. Look at the numbers DeMarcus Cousins has put up the last few seasons. Just astounding. The scoring, the rebounding. How about the defense?
It's the Milwaukee Bucks, and they're doing business on the road. It's an Let's quickly get a pregame update from David Aldridge, who had a chance.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, it's the first meeting of the year between these teams, so he told me to.
Thank you, David. Now about halfway through the season, Brent, some teams looking great, but we still have a long way to go. We're talking about an 82-game schedule that is meant to put teams and players really to a full test.
Yeah, it's really something. I oftentimes find myself, Kevin, looking back after 14 years of playing at a team's schedule for an upcoming season, and I scratch my head and I go, wow, I used to do that? I mean, that's not easy to do.
It's very difficult. I agree. Tip-off goes to New Orleans. Bucks leading by 5. Jennings kicks to DJ. There's 31 seconds left to play in the first. Parker outside. 6 on the shot clock. Fires from 18. Hill pulls it in.
Somehow, some way, he couldn't get that one to fall from in between. Got to take advantage of the weak defense when you can.
Mirotic, the screen. Here's Rondo. The kick out to Hill. A three-pointer off the mark. Got it up. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And so it's Jabari Parker making things happen for the Milwaukee Bucks. He totaled 14 points in the quarter. He's given them all the offense they need right now. The first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And for the Bucks guys, what jumps out to you stats-wise?
Yeah, it didn't take them long to get that transition game going.
That's a quick way to build the lead. But, Greg, can they sustain this kind of effort all night long? We'll see.
On the perimeter, Moore and Hill. Diallo out there with Mirotic. And it's Rondo in at the point. That's the Pelicans 5 as we get into the second quarter. And a look at John Henson, the Tar Heel product, very measured in his play. Never does much to hurt you when he's out on the floor.
John Henson's out there for two reasons. Rebound the basketball and be a rim protector. He uses those incredibly long arms to bother shooters, and as long as the perimeter defense is shuffling guys towards John Henson's way, it can have a huge effect on the ball game for the minutes he's in.
And Brent, some pressure on the Pelicans front office and coaching staff to win now.
Well, Alvin Gentry has dealt with a lot of injuries surrounding Anthony Davis in his short tenure with the Pelicans, and it took a little while for the organization to confirm that the upper management and coaching staff would be back for this season, so it feels a bit tenuous. Hopefully they can get themselves together and be one of the teams with that kind of talent that finds their way into the postseason this year.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Pelicans do have their challenges, but Anthony Davis remains committed to winning in New Orleans. He said, "I love it here. I don't plan on leaving. Yes, I fit into that old school category where I want to try to win where I start my career. That's always been a goal of mine. My goal is to bring a championship here." Devin?
And David, loyalty does go a long way. Davis is a perfect guy to build your team around. He wants to win.
Yeah, Rondo just working the ball around there. He loves finding his teammates when they're open in the sweet spots.
Jennings in the corner. Hill against Muhammad. Charity stripe shot. No good off the front iron.
I still love the shot selection. The defense wasn't really a factor. You need to be more aggressive guarding the mid-range.
From 12 feet out, Diallo no good. Bucks leading by 7. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Jennings passes to DJ. They get the rebound. Bucket is good. And it's 7 points for Henson.
Well, this is where Henson gets plenty of his points trolling the offensive glass.
Mirotic the screen. And Hill has it in the corner. No good on the triple. For Milwaukee, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Jennings dishes to DJ. Muhammad against Hill. Now here's Muhammad. He's covered closely. Great positioning on the putback.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here. And so it's Milwaukee in control with a 9-point lead. Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third. And the third quarter about ready to get underway. You know, Jabari Parker has been exceptional here today, guys.
Yeah, good things.
Changes for New Orleans. Okafor is checked in for Cousins. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Jordan Crawford. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Akers checked in for Tyler Zeller. Tony Snell comes in for Jabari Parker. DJ is checked in for Antetokounmpo, and it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Eric Bledsoe. On the court for the Bucks, we've got Maker. Chris Middleton is out there with Tony Snell. Then it's Matthew Dellavedova, and it's DJ in at the 2. Dellavedova kicks to Middleton. From deep. And it's DJ missing. So no problem for Milwaukee as they get the win. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time GA this one wound down.
And that take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team
that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brent...